We live, we back, man. Welcome back. Happy Sunday, gang. If you don't know me, I'm your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. This is the Golden Goose DFS experience where we specialize in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. But if you just playing NBA DFS at all, I don't care what your style of play is. Maybe you just do cash game, double up, head to head, big GPPs. It does not matter, man. This is one of the best spots you can be in. Like I tell you, time in and time out, man. You want to be subscribed. You want to have your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drop, alright? Also, do me one small favor, man. I'm loving the likes y'all gave me yesterday. I appreciate y'all so much. Go on and hit that like button again for your boy. Hey, look, share it to your people if you want to. If you got friends that play DFS, you know they don't really know about watching content, go on and share the video over there. Like, subscribe, share, do all that above, man. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, all right? Let's get to it, man. This is my starting five. Y'all know if you don't or you new here, we're getting a lot of new subscribers, so I always got to go through this little poll. I know y'all get tired of hearing it, but this is my starting five series, man, where I bring you 5 plays on DraftKings and FanDuel. That's more than likely going to be in my player pool. I always say more than likely because this is NBA DFS, man. You're going to get last-minute scratches, late news, guys being ruled out, things of that nature. You have to be at your phone, at your laptop, whatever, all the way up into the last game locks if you want to be really successful playing NBA DFS. All right, it's a time commitment. It is not like other sports, man. You can set football and forget about it, baseball, golf, all the other sports, you can set them early and kind of forget about it. Basketball, you gotta be locked in. All right, so make sure you got the time available if you're playing. We're going to get into it, but before we do, you know we got a lineup review. Going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate. Let's talk about it. Get comfortable, gang. All right. Hey, last night, good night on DK, as you can see right here, man. Should have been having a sweat for the takedown. This is my best lineup right here. This was that 444 single entry contents. Came in 27th place. We should have been live and sweating a takedown, man. All right, learn from my mistakes here, gang. All right. So what happened with this lineup, man? It should have been Maxi Kleber in here, and we would have been sweating the takedown. But personal bias got in the way, man. You don't want to you really want to just trust the projections and don't let your personal bias try to get in the way. But that's what happened here, man. When we got that news, we got a lot of news right before locking and a little bit right after. We got like Rashawn Holmes not starting and went with Kleber, and Brook Lopez got ruled out, but everybody thought it would be Bobby Portis, but they end up starting Robin Lopez. Go figure that. So it was a lot of moving and shaking right around lock and a little bit after lock. And I really should have stayed with my original build right here, which was Brunson and Giannis, which would have been better, and I could have had a more balanced build. But once we start getting all that news, I saw an opportunity to get 2 of the stars in here that could absolutely crush the slate, especially with the way Luka was playing. I thought everybody was sleeping on Giannis, just for the simple fact I knew Dallas, they don't have a center or a decent-sized power forward. I knew he would destroy down there. I told the gang, get you some Giannis, perfect pivot from Luka. But like I said, once the news came out, I saw opportunity to get them both in the lineup, and that's what we did. And so let's walk through it right quick. Lester Quinones, that was just a dice roll, man. Shout out to the projections on that one. Just a dice roll. Like I said, it allowed me to get this Giannis Luka lineup. And I knew he would be low on. So we got him here at 1% on. He had a nice game in like 20 minutes. Gave us 25 fantasy points. Came out with the hot shooting. I thought they would extend his run a little bit. But, I mean, I understand. The game was close. And Curry was shooting good himself. But Lester Quinones, man, was solid value piece for us at 1% ownership. Gotta love that. Miles McBride here at 62% on. I was perfectly fine going here with this chalky piece because I knew the rest of my lineup was so different that I was okay eating a high chalk piece that I didn't really trust that much. Like, I didn't trust McBride that much, but I knew at his ownership that I could get a win even if he doesn't succeed because he was going to be so high on. So was okay getting to him right here. Went to DeMar DeRozan, talked about him yesterday in the video, man. Y'all saw it. He came out with a nice outing for us at 7,548 fantasy points from him. Got to some Josh Green here, 4,500 at 11% on. He had a nice game, 38 fantasy points from him. Giannis, like I said, I just thought he was a perfect pivot. I said he would destroy Dallas inside, but he didn't get as many rebounds as I thought. I thought this would have been an easy double-double for him, but he just scored a lot, man. 48 points, only 6 boards. Should have had a lot better game, man. There's no reason he shouldn't get 4 more. There's no reason Giannis shouldn't have double-digit rebounds going against Dallas. But, hey, I'll take it, man. 84 fantasy points definitely helped us out. Luka was solid, but the problem was, like, even if I had to stay with Brunson, we probably still would have been in a little dogfight just because it was a lot of good point guard performances, and Steph turned in the best one at lower on, and he was lower priced than than Luka and Jalen Brunson. And also, you could have went down to Fox. I was a day early on. We played him heavy yesterday. He was just okay. He had his breakout game yesterday. I had him in some spots, but not enough. But yeah, Luka, it just at this high price tag, only giving you 68 just wasn't enough on yesterday's slate. So if I had to stay with my original build of Giannis and Brunson, we could have went a little more balanced, but who knows how that would have worked out, all right? Rui Hachimura, when you get down here, this is where I was struggling at. So I went back and forth before the game's locked, like putting in Rui, taking Rui out, and it's just a personal, putting in Maxi Kleber, taking out Maxi Kleber, trying to figure out which way I'm going to go. And Kleber is just a personal bias because he sucks, man. Just to keep it real. He could play. Don't let last night game fool you. He just had a hot shooting night. Kleber go out there next game and play 30 minutes and give you 13 fantasy points. So I didn't want to go there. And plus, I thought he would be higher on because I thought it was a natural pivot because I know Rashawn Holmes was getting a lot of ownership. So I figured anybody that had Holmes in their lineup when they got the news would just easily pivot down to Kleber. So I thought Kleber would pick up all that Holmes ownership. Did not happen that way. So it was actually actually hurt me going away from him here in this spot. Definitely should have got to some Maxi Kleber and would have had a sweat in the takedown. But Rui, 17%, threw him in there once I saw he was getting the start. Did not come through for 7 points, 4 rebounds. Then roll the dice of Justin Champagne here, 3.6% on, man, 20 fantasy points from him. He's another guy that's just up and down. If he gets the minutes, he could be successful, but you just never know with Pop over there. So 311, like I said, came in 27th place. Nice night on DK. FanDuel, not so much. FanDuel last couple nights, 174. I just keep missing the cash line by like 4 or 5 points over here on FanDuel. We got to pay a little tighter attention. And like I said, it's always my last lineup to get adjusted once we get the news. Cause I spent so much time fixing my DK lineups. I usually have like 5 to 10 minutes to fix this FanDuel lineup before the next game lock. So I just got to pay more attention. But finished I think like 8 points shy of the cash line tonight. But Luka at the top, man, 62% on, 61 fantasy points from him was solid. Miles McBride once again stinking it up over here on FanDuel. Got the Brandon Podemski, 66% on, 38 fantasy points was solid from him. Went back to some Alex Caruso over here, 33 fantasy points from him. He was solid. DeRozan once again had a lot of DeRozan yesterday, man. 50 burger from him at 32% on. Chris Middleton let me down here in this spot. Fit 16% on, gave you 30 fantasy points. Derrick Jones just still searching for another value piece, man. 24% on. He only gave you 19 points. I stayed with some Bobby Portis here, and on DK I kept him in some lineups too because even though Robin Lopez was playing, I knew Bobby Portis was gonna get playing time. He's gonna get playing time. That's what he do, and he's a guy that can give you a score worth having in 20 minutes. So stay with him in some lineups. 30 fantasy points from him over here. And then Precious Achiuwa, man, 45% on. Kind of let down. Needed 2 more rebounds from him. At least gives a double-double or something, even though you don't get that bonus on FanDuel. It's still. But 21 fantasy points from him at 46% on. So just missed the cash line on FanDuel. We got to get it corrected over here so we can get in the money on the FanDuel side. But enough of all that, man. Let's give you what you came for. Your starting 5 on this Sunday. I told y'all I had weekend content coming for you. We just had to work through that football season. We here now at the top. Let's talk about it, man. I want to look at Terry Rozier. 6,500. That's right. Terry Rozier. Tough little matchup here against the Clippers. They playing well. This is one of the lower total games on the slate. And trust me, I get it. You might not want to go here. But like I always tell you, even though it's a low total game, man, it still can be fantasy goodness, fantasy value to be had. I like getting Terry Rozier here, especially if a guy like Colin Sexton picking up some ownership like he usually does, I think Terry Rozier could be a great pivot from a guy like Colin Sexton, man. $200 cheaper, and he's fine. When you get in here and look at his game log, right, he's finally starting to come around, filling this Heat lineup out. Peripherals are being there, rebounds, assists, as you can see over the last couple of games. Gave you 30. He's been averaging 30 the last 3 games, but what he hasn't gave us is a good shooting performance. Look at this, 32 fantasy points last game, 0 for 6, 2 for 13. 30 fantasy points a game before that, 1 for 4, 1 for 8. Finally had a decent shooting game here, but the peripherals wasn't there, so he only gave 31. He's getting, he's rounding in the form. He's finding his place with that Heat team. If he can just have a good shooting night, it's a 40 burger there to be had, man. I like going to him in this spot. He's definitely gonna be low on, man. Like I said, the peripherals are there. He's finding his rhythm in his offense. If we can just get him to shoot good and give us a nice shooting performance, I like going to Terry Rozier. Should get more minutes than Colin Sexton. You know they play with them minutes over there for the Jazz. So I just like looking at Terry Rozier here. Little risky. I probably wouldn't go single entry with him. More 3 max, 20 max play, but I may get to him in single entry still. Just depends on how that ownership shakes out. But I like getting Terry Rozier, a low owned play right here that I think can provide us some value. All right. In the shooting guard spot, I want to look at Jordan Clarkson, $6K. I'll definitely take him over Sexton. Now, you only downside with Clarkson, you know what it is. It's all scoring. If that shot is not falling, you might as well watch something else because he's not going to give you a score you got to have. But he's been playing solid, man. You know the shot attempt's going to be there, especially against this Bucks team whose defense is still not good whatsoever. I don't know what Doc Rivers... I ain't gonna get into that. I need to have a sports talk show for that. But anyway, Jordan Clarkson, man, $6K. I like going to him. I like the price tag on him. Just hope that 3 ball is falling here at home against these Bucks. Give me some Jordan Clarkson. At the small forward, for an early value piece, man, it could be a G.G. Jackson day. All right, Memphis is just, they might need to forfeit the rest of the season. I don't know what they is, man. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. already ruled out tonight. Xavier Tillman is pretty much doubtful. You got Vince Williams is questionable and John Concha are questionable. If those guys miss, man, the Grizzlies got like 6 players. It is just ridiculous. It should definitely be G.G. Jackson in there if all those guys miss. I think he's going to get playing time regardless, especially with Triple J going out. But if Vince is out and Concha is out, he could move into the starting lineup. I like taking some shots on G.G. Jackson, a little value piece for me at 4,500. Going to have to pay attention to that news, but he should be in play regardless. But like I said, if Williams is out and Concha is out, he should move into the starting lineup, and I'm going to have plenty. Pardon me. And I'm going to have plenty of them regardless of the tough matchup. At the power forward spot, I want to look at Miles Bridges. He has just been playing lights out since no Melo and all those other injuries over there for the Charlotte Hornets, man. Struggled last time out in a blowout loss to the OK City Thunder, but I expect him to be right back in the game script here with the Indiana Pacers, and y'all already know, I don't got to tell you, play teams against the Pacers, play team against the Wizards. You just play teams, you just play guys against in these matchups. Bridges here, pace up game for him. No defense for the Pacers. Sign me up, man. I think Bridges gets back into the form he was in before that last game he had of a rough shooting out. Sign me up for Miles Bridges. And at the center spot, I want to go back to that Memphis Celtics game and look at Kristaps Porzingis. Now, I know this is expected to be a blowout, but like I said, whenever it's a blowout, whenever I think a game is going to be a blowout, I look at the role players as well, because it's the role players what makes it a blowout. The stars typically going to get theirs night in and night out. That's why they pretty much always in play. But the role players, the guys surrounding him having good nights, having big nights, shooting the ball, that's what makes blowouts. And you get Kristaps Porzingis here for $7,500 in a matchup against a Grizzly team that does not have an NBA center. They do not. Like, let's go look at this lineup, man. Sorry this video is a little long today, but it's Sunday. It's no football. I figure y'all can tune in with me, man. But Jaren Jackson is out. Tillman's probably out. What they going to start? Aldama? Hurt? I ain't ever seen none of these guys play. It don't even matter. They do not have an NBA center. Porzingis should be able to do what he wants when he wants down there. And you add in the fact that Jaylen Brown probably sits there. He's questionable back injury. Like, even if he's good to go, I don't even see no reason to play him against this Grizzlies G League team. Like, there's absolutely no reason to play him. So if it's me, I'll rest Jaylen Brown. I think he's rested, but we'll have to see. If Jaylen Brown is out, that's definitely going to benefit all these other starters. I like getting the Kristaps Porzingis, man, here at 7,500. Hopefully he has the big game alongside Tatum that leads to the blowout here. Sign me up for Kristaps Porzingis at 7,500. There you have it, man. Your starting five on DraftKings: Terry Rozier, Jordan Clarkson, G.G. Jackson, Miles Bridges, and Kristaps Porzingis. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're going to be in mine, all right? Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already, man, all right? At the top, staying with Terry Rozier, 6,600. Like I said, I like this matchup here for him. I'm not really worried about Harden defense. I know they've been talking about him playing better defense this season, but I'm not really worried about it. We just need Terry Rozier to find that shot and turn into the old scary Terry. Give me Terry Rozier, 6,600. At the shooting guard spot, I'm definitely getting to some Anthony Edwards today across both sites. I know he's going to be low on. So just another guy, the price is falling, especially on DraftKings. He like 8,300. They're getting borderline disrespectful over there. But just hasn't had those big games as of late. Another guy who just hasn't been shooting well. I don't know what's going on. Kind of a tough matchup here against the Houston Rockets, but I never really worry about stars against tough matchups. It's just when they get it going, it don't matter who's guarding them. I'm going to take some shots on Anthony Edwards because I know he's going to be low on today. Don't know quite how low, but I don't think people really going to get to him just given his recent performances and the matchup here. But he's capable of churning out a big performance against anybody. I think he kind of gets it back on track here at home against the Houston Rockets. Another low on piece I'm trying to get to on this 7-game slate. At the small forward, want to look at Michael Porter Jr. here. Just another guy in a great spot here against the Portland Trail Blazers. You play teams against Portland. Another matchup that's shaping up to be a blowout. But like I just said, when it's expected to be a blowout, man, look to the role players. I can promise you, pretty much a lot of times, one of those role players had a better than expected game when you get those blowouts. So I want to look at Michael Porter Jr. here. Another guy who just hasn't shot the ball well the last couple of games. I like getting to him in this spot, going against Portland, no defense, and he actually shoots better at home and has a higher fantasy average at home. Sometimes you can look at those splits on guys as well and see a big difference between their road and home splits. Michael Porter, another guy that's got like a 2 or 3 point fantasy difference between his home and road splits, if I'm remembering that correctly. Don't fact check me on that, but I know he averages more fantasy points at home than he does away. I'm not quite sure how big the gap is, but he does average more fantasy points at home. I like getting to Michael Porter Jr. here in this matchup. At the power forward, I want to look to Santi Aldama, man, 6,200. He is probably going to be him and Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose might be in play too if all those guys miss. Maybe they let him get a little extra minutes, but besides that, Santi Aldama is probably going to be the main offensive weapon if Vince Williams and Conchar miss. Like, I don't know who else they're going to get to score the ball. It's going to be him, G.G. Jackson, Gilliard up there, but I'm not really worried about that, man. He got a tough matchup going against Giroux and Derrick White up top. That backcourt is in trouble. The scoring is going to come from the wings and the front court here. Give me Aldama at 6,200, the best resemblance of offense they got left if everybody's ruled out. All right, like Santi Aldama at 6,200. And then at the center spot, I'm just not even going to play with him. Give me Nikola Jokic, man. Barbecue chicken alert down there with DeAndre Ayton. Man, y'all been seeing them clips online. That man don't want to play no basketball, man. He is, after this contract, he probably done with the NBA. He'll be a bench guy for somebody, but he do not want to play no basketball, man. Jokic should absolutely cook him. The Trailblazers give it up to the center spot. Ayton gives it up to opposing centers. Jokic should just do what he wants when he wants. Utter domination. I just got to hope Portland can stay in it for a little bit and the blowout don't get too bad. But sign me up for some Jokic as well across both sides. All right. There you have it, man. You're starting five on FanDuel. Nikola Jokic, Santi Aldama, Michael Porter Jr., Anthony Edwards, and Terry Rozier. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine. Look, y'all already know. Any question, comments, or concern, hit me up in the comment section down below. Hit me up on Twitter. I respond when I see them, guys. Don't take offense if I didn't respond to you in a timely fashion, or maybe I didn't respond to you at all. Sometimes I miss comments, but I try to respond to every single comment. So feel free to shoot your shot, holler at me. Does not matter, man. Y'all know my motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.